I know what it's like to rather walk out on a job, want to stand up for yourself. I know what it's like to not believe a word when people call you beautiful and confident and strong, and you rather tell them to stop being patronizing. I know what it's like to search for answers, to search for purpose and a reason for your existence. And then just to walk away from it because you believe it's too big for you, that it can't be your purpose, it can't be your calling. Putting those monsters to bed and embracing who I am was the most liberating and empowering thing I ever did. Imparting this knowledge to others have become more than a distant yearning in my soul. Instead, it is now the fire that fuels my purpose.
Mother Teresa once said, "I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples." Join us today to hear the story of a woman that chose freedom from abuse, bravely stepping out, courageously overcoming, fearlessly embracing change, and how she's giving back right now. Welcome, Elna. Welcome here with us today and with me, Twice Styled Mom, on our online platform. We're very excited to hear your stories today and to hear how your story is creating an impact in our community where we live currently. Thank you. We're grateful.
Thanks for having me.
I ran away at the age of 18 from an abusive home. It wasn't abusive for all my childhood, a couple of years. And I vowed that I would never be a victim again. I vowed that I'm a survivor. I'll never be put down to be anyone's victim again. And I lived for 20 years in survivor mode. It didn't work. Because survivor mode leaves you with limiting beliefs.
Yes.
You still carry all those beliefs with you. You're still identifying with the victim mentality because that's still who you are. And once I realized that survivor mode only leads you to one destroyed relationship to the next. It only leads you to more limiting beliefs. It only leads you to more beliefs of, I'm not good enough. And I decided to start living as a warrior for myself, a warrior for living an authentic life, true to myself.
Yes.
That's when things started. But in those 20 years of being in survivor mode, I had this little girl inside of me, always with hope and a purpose and love. And in that was a calling to work with women.
Yes.
But I put it aside because how can this be my calling? Who am I?
Right.
Because
you're in survival mode.
I am in survival mode.
Yes.
And once I stepped out of survival mode, I was able to see that how my mess can be a message for someone else. How my struggle can be my authority that I can speak on.
Oh, I love that.
So I can empower women and help them rise up from survivor mentality into being their own warriors, into living an authentic life.
So not only did you get out of those trenches after 20 years, like you said, you decided to give back, to serve, and therefore equip yourself. So is this how Coach Elna came about?
That's right, yeah. So at the end of last year, I had a little bit of a rant on Facebook about, how we're in the rat race and we're caught in this and there's no satisfaction and being upset about things you read in media about women being abused and being murdered and being powerless about it.
Yeah.
And someone said to me, why don't you join something like the Rape Crisis Center?
Okay.
Maybe you can help out there.
Yes.
And then through that I learned that you have to have some certification and that you can't just join them and volunteer. And the universe conspired and a life coaching certificate was basically given to me. A 16,000 Rand course I paid 1,000 Rand for.
So blessings and favor came your way as you
Absolutely.
decided to embark and be vulnerable and step out.
As you step into your purpose and as you step into that right path where you're supposed to be,
Yeah.
things just work out.
Wow.
It just happens.
Yay. That's beautiful. And so that's how Coach Elna came about. You did the course, you are certified. And then from there?
So from there, I decided I need authority.
Yes.
So everyone says, if you want authority as a coach, write a book.
Ooh, write a book.
So I embarked on that journey. I've always enjoyed writing, and I started writing my stories thinking that just my story is going to be good enough. But from that, it evolved into something much bigger, and the idea was born for a safe house.
Oh, wow. A bigger project.
Bigger than me.
Bigger than Elna the life coach.
Much bigger than that. But again, if you're on the right path, things just fall into place. In the Helderberg, we don't have a safe house for women. We have the night shelter and a couple of halfway houses, and I don't take anything away from that.
Yes.
But you can't tell a 40-year-old middle-class mom with a teenager to go to the night shelter.
Yes.
You want to uplift her. You want to take her out of a situation that's bad for her and the child.
Yes.
Uplift her, empower her, equip her.
While protecting her as well.
Yes.
And her child.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And that's where the idea for the safe house was born.
And quite a project.
It's huge, yeah.
That's incredible. That is so much bigger than yourself. And who would have thought that your vision was going to go there? I'm sure this is a bit scary, where you're also going, this is bigger than me, this is too big, I can't do this, what is this dream, vision? No. I'm sure that's where you were at some point in time.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it is bigger than me, but I'm not scared.
Yay! I love that.
It's gonna happen.
And also, how you shared with us earlier, I said it to you behind the camera, where I'm going, we have to understand that we are filled with all of these things, but if we don't take action, even if it's the wrong action, even if it's in the wrong direction, we have to take action. And so when we do, and our heart intent is correct, favor finds us.
Absolutely.
And things happen. So tell us more about this project.
When you're caught in an abusive relationship or marriage, whatever the case may be, an abuser, the first thing that they do is to alienate you from friends and family.
Okay.
So you are solely dependent on your abuser. A lot of times you're not allowed to work. If you work, they manage your finances. You don't know what to do with finances. Where do you go? You've got no support structure. You've got no one that you can turn to, and a lot of times you have no income. So the idea with the safe house is to have a daycare center where these women can know that their children are safe, protected, cared for, and supported while they rebuild themselves.
Wow.
So we have a doctor on board for medical needs. We have a psychologist on board for the deeper psychological issues that need to be dealt with, that cannot be dealt with from a coaching perspective.
Yes.
Then
you mean while they're in the house,
yes,
you also want to help them with their mental states and
absolutely
overcoming. So this is where the doctors come and play.
Yeah. Because you first need to overcome.
Yes.
You can't just take them out of that environment and put them in society and they're going to be okay. Because they're going to sit where I sat for 20 years.
Yes.
You're going to have the limiting beliefs and go back into a relationship
yes,
like that again. Then we have someone on board who's going to do skills training, like basic IT skills, computer skills, reception, personal assistant. So they are equipped now to go earn an income.
Yes.
Then we have an HR company on board, and this is where I'm very excited, to place them in internships.
Oh, yay.
So they know their children are cared for. Emotionally, mentally, and physically, they are safe, they are protected, they being uplifted and equipped and enabled and empowered, so they can rise up and take their place in society and be who they were born to be.
And this all in the Helderberg area. This
Absolutely.
Is specifically in this community where you want to create roots.
Absolutely.
And I'm assuming you need a lot of help.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so perhaps if there's people out there that can in any way, shape or form, you have a heart you want to give or be a part of this, what is it that the Safe House would require, Elna? How can we help you?
So we're in the process of registering the NPO. The registration is expected to be finalized in the next 3 weeks. We're going to need funding.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where I'm calling on businesses in the community. Statistics tell us that 1 in 3 women will be raped.
Wow.
So if you are the owner of a big organization, I want you to ask yourself, how many women do I have working in my company?
Yeah, that's powerful.
How many of them may need something like this?
Yes.
And then think about, I'm not looking for big once-off donations.
Yes.
A small, tiny amount of your monthly budget that can be deducted from tax because you'll get an NPO donation certificate for it to fund this.
Yes.
We need property.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have to get the funding to cover the rental of the property. We're going to have to furnish the place. There's a lot that needs to happen.
Yes.
And that's where
yes,
the help
we're
is
calling
needed.
on our community to help us in turn. Wow, that's an incredible project. Well done.
It's huge.
Yes. But thank you for sharing that with us. Let's go back to From Pain to Purpose is a book you said you have been working on because you feel like you needed authority to be a specific type of life coach. Tell us more about this book. You've now shared with us the book comes from your personal experience, and that's where you have some form of relatability to the brokenhearted out there because you yourself have experienced it. But then you equipped yourself, you got out, and now you want to give back, and you wrote this book. Yes, tell us more about this book that you wrote.
So a small part of the book is my story.
Yes, of course.
But the bigger part of it is based on 4 pillars that I base my coaching on. The first pillar is to live an authentic life.
Yes.
That's #true self. Live true to yourself, to who you were born to be, not who you are based on the labels that were placed on you, not who you are based on what other people think you are, but who you were born to be. Then we look at overcoming the obstacles, the mental blocks, the limiting beliefs, the things that hold you back, the things that keep you going back in that cycle every time.
And I'm assuming, sorry, I'm going to interrupt you there. I'm assuming this is all part of, because it comes from our culture and our environment and the situations that we're currently in. So you're really going to dig right in there and break down everything and get to the root of the person's blueprint.
Yes.
And then from that, rebuild an entire new belief system.
Yeah, true.
So it's a lot of work. Yes, that's the grounding block too. Yes.
Then thirdly, it's about developing the warrior mentality.
Yes.
Standing for your values and beliefs. A new belief system about who you truly are. Once you know who you are, you've overcome the limiting beliefs, and now never ever giving back that power to someone again. To stand for yourself and what you believe in. And then the last block is about rising into your purpose, rising into what you were born for. Because I believe that each of us were born with a purpose and a plan. None of us are here by accident. You're here because you need it somewhere. And your story, like my mess, I'm turning into a message. Yes. Everyone has that story to tell. Yes. Everyone has something that someone else is struggling with.
That's part of your life coach is running workshops.
So I've put together 4 programs that deals with. The first one is finding your true self and finding your identity. Then there's one about dealing with how to be more assertive.
Good one.
How to stand up for yourself without being arrogant about your wants and needs, but because you are never ever going to compromise on who you are again.
Yes.
There's a couple of them. I'll put the details on my website.
Yes.
But yeah, so each of them comes with lessons and workbooks that you can work through at your own pace.
Okay. So practical application
Yes.
for the woman that does approach Coach Elna. It takes courage to speak out and to be where you are right now. How about we just break a bit of the tension and you give us like fun facts that makes you relatable to us women out there?
Well, every diet tells you to eat avo because it's good fat. I hate avo. Can't stand it ever.
There you go. Coach Elna hates Evo. And do you have a favorite quote? Twice Dealt Mom is all about quotes. Quotes. Do you have a favorite quote?
There are a lot of quotes that I subscribe to, but the one that rings most true to me is Paulo Coelho.
Yes.
The author.
Yes.
And he says perhaps it's not about becoming who you are supposed to be. It's about unbecoming everything that you were told.
Ooh, I love that. That's so powerful. Oh, that's a good quote. Well done. If you liked this episode, please go subscribe to our channel and give us a like and a thumbs up and leave your comments. We would love to hear about you and engage with us. In the links below, you'll find all Elna's details. Please feel free to reach out to her, or if there's anything you can do towards the project, that would be great. Until the next time. And remember, you invent your world. Know your value. Elna, where can we find you?
So my website is coachelna.co.za. My contact number on WhatsApp or telephone is 072 482 6916. And on social media, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, I'm on there as Coach Elna.
If there is a one-liner you can give our audience members out there, what would it be?
You are not a victim. You're not a survivor. You are a warrior. You are stronger than you think. You are stronger than you give yourself credit for. And everything that you've been through, all the labels, all the pain, all the cheating, the abuse, the hurt, those are things that you went through. It is not who you are. It's time to rise up to your authentic self.